Hello student, in this video I am going to discuss about uh, virtual reality. Actually, this is a very emerging topic in the field of computer graphics. So what is virtual reality? Virtual reality refers to a high-end user interface that involves real-time simulation and interaction through multiple sensorial channels. Sensorial means these are the input channel. Okay, through that input channels, you can give inputs, or you can interact, or you can simulate an environment which might be real time. Okay, so virtual reality gives you an user interface which is high end, and that is why this is dealt with computer graphics approaches. But this topic, virtual reality, is very new but very adopted in many research field, many working field. Okay, because it gives us a real-time interface to simulate very different type of scenarios to work upon. Now, why fear? Fear is able to immerse you. It can immerse you in a computer-generated world of your own making. It might be a room, it might be a city, it might be interior of human body also. So with fear, you can explore an uncertain territory. Uncertain means which might not be available physically, but you can create that and you can get the results, or you can get the simulation data, or you can learn something through that simulation environment, and which are inside, or which are under human imagination. Okay, next, if we go through the history of virtual reality, though we can say that it has widely accepted worldwide nowadays, but it has a history. Like in 1950s, flight simulators were built by US Air Force to train student pilots. So we can see how the fear can give us a very big helping hand in this type of scenario. Like to train a student pilot, they built a flight simulator. Okay, in 1965, a research program for computer graphics called The Ultimate Display was laid out. And like that, in 1988, commercial development of VR began. In 1991, first commercial entertainment VR system, Virtuality, was released. So you can see there is a past. So now we can go through the types of VR system, like Windows on World. Like we can say desktop here, using a conventional computer monitor to display the 3D virtual world. Nowadays, you go to the movie theaters to see the 3D movies. Those are can be called as desktop VR, or a VR system which is 3D virtual world. The It's a graphics system which display in 3D layer, so that you can immerse in that. You can get the entertainment. Not only entertainment, in various area also that type of application can be found. Immersive VR completely immerse the user personal viewpoint inside virtual 3D world. So here in this first one, this is not totally immersive, but in this one, in this type, here you can totally in that world, or you can say you can directly communicate with that world. the user has no visual contact with the physical world. Okay, often equipped with a head mounted display, or you can say HMD, head mounted display. Telepresence, a variation of visualizing complete computer generated worlds. It links the remote sensors in the real world with the senses of human operator. The remote sensors might be located on a robot, useful for performing operations in dangerous environment. Like suppose you want to defuse a bomb. Okay, so through VR, you might work in a simulation environment, but that simulation environment will directly link with that actual scenario, actual world, and in that way, that sensor will work and we can operate on those dangerous environments like defusing a bomb. Okay, there are also mixed reality, or we can say augmented reality. You might have heard about this term also. This is seamless merging of real space and virtual space. So this is integrate the computer generated virtual objects into physical world, which become in a sense an equal part of our natural environment. So we'll go more depth into these different types of virtual reality system. Another type is distributed VR. A simulated world runs on several computers which are connected over network, and the people are able to interact in real time, sharing the same virtual world. It means lots of people or lots of users can interact or connected over a network at the same time, or you can say in the real time, sharing the same virtual world. So here you can see this is an example of telepresence VR. Okay, that human body is connected with a system, virtual system, but he will act on this virtual system, but this robot will work according to the input given by you or according to the interfaces you work upon, and in that way that hammer will hit on object. Okay, this is telepresence VR, means your presence will be converted or transformed to another location through another object. It might be a robot. This is augmented VR. Like here you can see for this also I can give one very known example, like you have heard about TeamViewer. Okay, TeamViewer also, if you go through, they provide that type of business where they will give you what to do inside the system through a virtual world, and here you will go through that video or you will go through the objects you can see through that system. This is head mounted display. Through that system you will know what to connect, what to join, and in that way that system will give you the information, and in that way in the real world you can able to join those things or you can connect those things to work it out, so that this car, suppose it is this is damaged, and you can fix it up by using that knowledge, which is, so here you can see that actual reality and virtual reality is combined. Okay, so this is augmented, means mixed up. This is distributed VR. Here you can see, suppose in a gaming world also, suppose two different person can act on the same platform. So three different persons are acting on the same virtual world from different location through different virtual system. Okay, this is also a virtual reality example, but this is distributed VR because the people are connected over a network and engaged in one virtual reality. So you have seen this type of head mounted display in different movies also, and different application level also. People are developing lots of type of head mounted display. Okay, so this is like helmet or a face mask provide the visual and auditory displays, and through that you might interact with that system. It uses LCD or CRT to display stereo images, may include built-in head tracker and stereo headphones. There are also different type of other hardware available like binocular omni orientation monitor, or you can say boom, which is also same type of head mounted display. But here head coupled stereoscopic display devices uses CRT to provide high resolution display. Convenient to use, fast and accurate built-in tracking. Here also you can see this is cave automatic virtual environment. So here you can see provides the illusion of immersion by projecting stereo images on the walls and floors of a room size cube. Here you can see this is room size cube. A head tracking system continuously adjusts the stereo projection to the current position of the leading viewer. So it will adjust this sensor will adjust the position of the leading viewer. So this is another type of hardware. This is another hardware, that is data globe, because this is actually, you can say, as interacting devices. Okay, this is another hardware, that is control devices. Okay, there are lots of technologies also available, programming libraries also available using C or C++ or maybe other libraries also. There are also a lot of software packages available in market. Some are like here this is multiverse, this is freeware, but there exists also virtual reality studio, Sense 8 World Toolkit. But this list might go on for more few examples or for more few names. I have not included them. You can find it in the internet. Okay, another one, VRML, or you can say virtual reality modeling language. And this type of thing, you can go through it and you can understand what is virtual reality and what are these languages, and you can work upon it to create different type of plugins or different type of softwares or different type of virtual reality systems or models. So here you can see VR models can be viewed by Netscape or any other IDE with a browser plugin. Through browser you can work upon these things. So here you can see one architecture of the VR system. This is the world database. Suppose this is knowledge base or the information that will guide the system. Here the input processor where you will be positioned, and you will orient that input processor, and according to that knowledge will be stored here, and it will control the simulation processor, and the simulation processor will also render that information, and also it will store the information, and in that way the acting part or the execution part will work, and in that way it will also interconnected with the world database or knowledge base. It will save and it will take the knowledge from world database, and according to that it will work or executed in the way you want to do. So these are the components. You can go treat controller devices used to input information to the computer. The object is to get to coordinate data. So this is just to input the processor through the interfaces. The interfaces might be keyboard, mouse, 3D position takers, might be joysticks, a voice recognition systems, so that input processor can recognize your voice and act according to your command. And simulation processor has is the core of a VR system. It takes the user inputs along with any task programmed in the world and determine the action that will take place in the virtual world. So it's just the transformer, or it transmits the idea or execution code or commands or your inputs to the virtual world. Rendering processor creates the sensation that are output to the users. So this processor will create the output to the users. Separate rendering processor used for virtual, auditory, haptic, and other sensory systems. Okay, these are different for different type of. There might be available different type of processor for different type of work system. Each renderer takes a description of the world state from the simulation process or derive it directly from the world database. So it generally involves with the world database knowledge. So it try to learn from that also, from its time step. World database is world description file, stores the objects that inhabit the world. the knowledge of the world, or we can say knowledge of the environment, that describe the actions of those objects. Not only the information, it also try to store the description of the actions and how the objects perform in the real world. Okay, so there are lots of applications you can find about virtual reality, like entertainment you have already know, like gaming, movie, in all other field of entertainment, and it creating more excitement, more attractive nowadays. In medicine, definitely, because to operate something which is dangerous and you are in far from the physical world, then you can telecommunicate or telepresence the system. Using telepresence sphere system, you can control the environment. Okay, so that way in medical world fear can be used. In manufacturing also, initially before developing the real car, you can develop it in virtual reality and you can test that model, and then you can build it in real world. So in that way you can know what is the cost, what is the efficiency of the model, and how the modification will help out in future. Like that, different type of study can be done in this simulation environment, and in that way you can create a nicer and better and efficient system in real world. In education and in training also, like driving simulators, like flight simulators, like ship simulators or tank simulators, different type of air system already used. I have mentioned that in 1950 US developed a flight simulator to teach the student pilots. So in that way, uh, different education and training applications also developed using VR system. So in summary, I can say that visualization of complicated large data is helpful for understanding and analysis. So VR offers us that option. So VR offers us a new way to interact with the computer. VR enables us to experience the virtual world that is impossible in the real world, or it is possible in real world, but it might be cost effective. So to nullify that cost or to maintain that balance, we need to uh, adopt the peer system. Peer is sensing our real life. Eventually peer will increasingly become a part of our life, and obviously it is already becoming the part of our life. Okay, so this is all about virtual reality. That is all about I have to talk in this video. Let's go through it and also go through the references, and also not only these references, you might find lots of other references in computer vision, in computer graphics. Lots of things have been developed regarding this virtual reality and it's new field, and lots of research also going on, and I would like to encourage you on this part, and that is why I have given this lecture on this video. And please go through it. If you have any confusion and if you have any more idea regarding this, please contact me. We'll discuss it over Google Meet. Thank you.